Hello! Good morrow, good afternoon, good eve. I don't know when you're watching this. I also don't have an introduction, but this is my first YouTube video, so forgive me. Please excuse the crude setup. I have no microphone, my window's open because it's boiling in here and this outfit isn't really helping, and you are stacked on top of a tin of biscuits, 7 DVDs and a ruler. So, I'm trying my best here. If there's one thing I am, it's determined. My script is also there. So if you see my eyes going like that, deepest apologies. I'm Louis, and I posted an Instagram story on my spam account asking if my friends would watch a video of me ranking historical execution methods. And I got a resounding yes, so here I am. Hello people. There. I wasn't entirely sure how to rank these 10 methods at first. I wasn't sure weirdest, most painful, least painful, but I settled on theatrics, on showmanship. Anyway, enough waffling, into the executions. First up, hanging, drawing and quartering. I have to look at my script for this one, because there's a lot of steps. Reserved for men convicted of the most heinous crime, high treason, is brutal. First, said man is attached to a wooden board and dragged behind a bunch of horses to the gallows, hung to within an inch of his life, almost dead. Emasculated, disemboweled, beheaded and quartered, then their remains were sent to important places across the country.
Oh, great heavens!
People outside, I'm sure they're having a great time listening to me. It originated in England, so if that doesn't make you patriotic, I don't know what does. I'm putting this at 2. Straight off the bat. The theatrics, yeah, there's steps. Also, to be fair, as awful as it is, while you are being executed, while you're being hung, drawn and quartered, you can think about how much the king cares about you. And he is making you suffer, but he cares. Also, while your body was being sent to different parts of the country, that's probably the furthest you've ever been. It's just a little posthumous holiday. Number 2. Now, women who are convicted of high treason were not hung, drawn and quartered because, for reasons of public decency, because God forbid a medieval peasant man sees a naked woman. I'm just putting myself in his shoes right now. I'd collapse completely. And it was also widely used for the burning of heretics regardless of gender, so I guess we got some equality there. That was the first step of the suffrage movement. It's exactly what it sounds like. Burning at the stake. They strap you to a wooden stake and they burn you. This comes in at 6 for me, because although I do love Joan of Arc, she's pretty cool, also Big Mouth Strikes Again is a banger. It is a banger. If I were a member of the medieval public, I'm not sure I'd have the time to go watch the local burning. I'm far too busy labouring the fields to take out an hour or so of my day to go watch someone's skin melt off. Also quite a lot of screaming, also probably quite hot if you got a good seat at the front. I got mouths to feed, and I don't like being warm. But it is iconic, so I'm putting it at 6. I'm not entirely sure how credible this next one is, because I had conflicting accounts from different sources, but apparently Marcus Licinius Crassus was the richest man in Rome, and he was killed by having molten gold poured down his throat. It's also said that maybe he was killed in battle and his body was just mutilated, but I don't care. I don't care. A crown for a king. I want to make a Viserys Targaryen reference. This is 5 for me. I love it. That's camp. That's gorgeous and ingenious. I think whoever came up with that, even if it is just a story, they should be proud of themselves. The theatrics, the symbolism. Wonderful. I do wonder what my parents are thinking while I talk to myself in my room about molten metal being poured down someone's throat, but... Another Game of Thrones reference incoming, because I can name 120 characters. And I know this because I've made people listen to me do it. I've made people listen to me do it, and they're my friends, so they can't even tell me to stop. Anyway, flaying. Ramsey Bolton moment. I'd like to skin that man alive. I'd like to kill that man. I'm a Theon Greyjoy fan and I don't want to hear it from any of you. I don't want to hear it from any of you. Excuse my outburst. A mainly ancient method, it was only used in extraordinary circumstances, even in medieval times, and they were freaks, so that kind of gives you an indication.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
I'm putting this at 10. I don't want to see that. That's gratuitous. Also, it wasn't a public form of execution. That's between the flayer and the flayee. I'm not standing in the way of that. You do your thing, man. Do your thing. I'm just gonna go away. I don't know if scaphism or scaphism, but I've been saying scaphism, so now I don't want to change it. I've gotten used to it now. The ancient Persians were on another level, guys. You don't want to meet an ancient Persian. I know they come about quite a lot in daily life. You don't want to meet them. Don't make friends with them. They'll trap you between two boats, slather you in milk and honey, and let you fester until you die in a swamp, being eaten by vermin and rats. Just straight up lying there, head and limbs sticking out of the water, being eaten. Oh, come on. That's 9 for me. Who's watching that? That's not a public execution where you can look forward to it. That takes a while. Persia, was all that really necessary? Was anyone doing things that evil? No, it wasn't. Maybe it was because I'm talking about it now. Yeah, maybe it was. Thanks, Persia. Appreciate you guys. Let me sort out my poncho. Okay, next. Blowing from a gun. I didn't know this was a thing, but Wikipedia is a wonderful place, and I found out people get fired from cannons. Well, not get. People got fired from cannons. Just straight up attached to the mouth of a cannon. Propelled. Isn't that sick? Isn't that great? Well, maybe not great. Maybe wrong wording there, but you know what I mean. I feel like you know what I mean if you're watching this video. Used from the 16th to the 20th century, originally in the Portuguese Empire, and also once used in Afghanistan in 1930. So I'm not entirely sure what was going on there, but I'm actually not going to ask any questions. Do your thing, Afghanistan. Obviously the body's just completely blown to bits. You're just scattered among quite a wide radius. But you know what? I reckon for the first 2 seconds that might have been a sick experience. That might have been wicked. That might have been like the best roller coaster you've ever been on in your life. That's a spectacle. 4. Okay, we're taken to the seas for this one. Keel hauling. Keel hauling is when a convicted sailor would be attached to a line that was like looped under the boat, and they'd just be dragged under. You'd probably drown. I was about to say you might drown, but you probably would drown. Even if you didn't drown. Actually, no. Even if you did drown, you'd be drowning while also having your skin scraped off by barnacles. And perhaps being eaten by things. If you somehow... Yeah, you. If you somehow manage to survive, they'd make you do that again. They'd make you do that again, or you die of an infection on the ship, because, let's be real, everybody got scurvy back then. Where did scurvy go? Do people get scurvy anymore? Where my scurvy gang at? Comment below if you've got scurvy. Apparently it was used by pirates. I wouldn't put it past them. And also, boats, pirates. You see what I'm getting at? This only comes in at 8 because it's mainly unwatchable. You only see the before and after. Also, you'd have to be at sea. I can't leave my 12 hungry children and my ailing wife. I got mouths to feed. I got fields to toil in. 8. Okay, it's a pretty big one next. Crucifixion. You could be crucified on a cross like that, or an upside down one. Like that. Is that accurate? I assume you all know what crucifixion is, but if you don't, that's alright, we're all here to learn. This is a very educational video. You get hung up onto a cross with nails, hands and feet, and then just left there to suffocate or get heat stroke or dehydrate or starve or any manner of thing. It was used by the Persians, the Carthaginians, the Romans, among others. It was very popular. It's also still going in some countries. Also, some people do it by choice. Some people choose to show their devotion by crucifying themselves. I don't think I'm that dedicated to anything. Apart from maybe the Dark Crystal. This is only just above Kehauling on my list because that's not a family day out manner of execution. Also, I probably wouldn't be able to get the time off from my feudal lord. He doesn't give me holidays like that. So, but it is iconic. So I'm putting it at 7. Another classic now. Guillotine. A very, very efficient beheading method, which is just a really sharp blade released from a wooden frame, taking the head of a convicted criminal. Taking the head of a convicted criminal clean off. That's a tongue twist. Tongue twister? Widely known for its use during the French Revolution, aka the Reign of Terror, which goes hard as hell. That's amazing. Who came up with that? My mate Alex said he'd call me out if I didn't put this at 1, but I won't be peer pressured. Alex, I'm looking at you now. Everybody else look away. I won't be peer pressured. But I do appreciate the aesthetic of it all, so it's coming in at 3. Also, I know the vibes at the executions of Marie Antoinette and Louis XIV. Oh, I know they were great. I know that was a French peasant's Glastonbury. Also, did you know the last time someone was guillotined was in 1977? 1977. Baffling. What is going on in France? The moment you've all been waiting for. Oh, there's a wasp outside my window. Anyway, the moment you've all been waiting for. My favourite. The number 1. It might have just been used as a intimidation method and it's hard to verify, but I don't care. Do you know about the Brazen Bull? You're about to get to know about the Brazen Bull. Used in ancient Greece by a dictator, apparently, by a dictator called Phalaris, apparently. It was a big hollow bronze bull that a prisoner would get locked in and then flames would be lit underneath it and they would be cooked. Physically and metaphorically cooked, because you're cooked if you're in that situation. God, Louis, it really gets better when you explain the joke. That made me feel like a father. Anyway, that's awful enough, right? But that's not all. There's an internal mechanism that makes the screaming of the person inside sound like moos. What? And the steam from the human barbecue comes out of the bull's nostrils. That's amazing. Phalaris had a vision. It was a horrible, disgusting vision, but he had a vision. And I think he executed that, although nothing on the internet can prove that he executed that. But let's say he did for the sake of this list. Let's say he did. Mine list doth be completed. Let me know what you think about my ranking. If you disagree with me, you're wrong. This is my channel, and I'm also right about everything ever. So, if I've missed your favourite execution method, I apologise. State it in the comments below and I might make a part 2. I was thinking about making a part 2 for torture methods anyway, because I was going to talk about the rack in this video, which you could die from, but I was thinking if you did die from that, it'd be first and foremost from over-torture, so it's not really execution. Anyway, I'm waffling, but yeah, hope you enjoyed. Clearly I did. I really like talking. I may see you soon. If I don't leave now, I will be late for the beheading in the town square, and I know it's none of these fun ones. Bring back ancient Greek, ancient Persian methods of execution, but you know, you take what you can get in this day and age, and I will be late if I don't leave now, so I must bid you farewell. Bye for now!